Welcome to r/surviving infidelity. Here are 2 more stories for you. Story number 1. 29-year-old male says, I found out about my 31-year-old girlfriend of 11 years affair, and I'm struggling to cope. My girlfriend and I have been together for 11 years and have one beautiful child at 7 years old, and she has another child at 15 from a previous relationship. We met when I was 18, and I took on the responsibility of helping to bring up my stepdaughter as my own. Our relationship, like most, has gone through its ups and downs. I was young and had never been in a long-term relationship. I made mistakes, she made many more. However, for the last 5 years I have been an honest, faithful, loving boyfriend. 2 years ago, I decided to be as selfless and loving as I could be to everyone around me. At the beginning of the year, I had some things happen in my life which left me in a dark place, severely depressed. In the beginning she was there for me, and she was perfect. She made me a calendar to remind me every day how she felt for me, bought a couple of heartfelt things, which helped me through the hardest times. I haven't been myself for 10 months, and I have admittedly withdrawn, but it was in the darkest moments that I decided I wanted to spend the rest of my life with this girl, and I started to plan my proposal. My girlfriend was furloughed for most of the lockdown, but eventually found a new job where she seemed so much happier. At the start of October, I found that my girlfriend was pulling away. She no longer said she loved me, no longer hugged me, or kissed me, and I started to have suspicions. I worked on myself and our relationship. She would hide her phone when I was around, or quickly exit WhatsApp. However, at the end of October she started going to the gym. One night her class wasn't for hours. After she'd finished work, her response was that she would wait outside until the class started. It didn't make sense to me. I called her after work, and she sounded like she was in the car. But her response was that she was working late at work and trying to get things finished up before heading to the gym. I turned Find My iPhone on to discover she wasn't where she said she was. She was outside another man's house. I confronted her about this, and she lied, saying she was at work, and then switched to saying she was picking up a quick tea before class, until I eventually revealed that I knew exactly where she was because of the tracker. She blew up that I invaded her privacy and that I was some freak for tracking her every move, and then eventually came out with the truth that yes, indeed she was there to meet another man. She had been having an affair with a man at her new job. I asked her to come home to talk about it, but she refused and instead turned her phone off. She had invited him into her car after our conversation, and they drove together to a local park and spent hours together. I went around to his house only to find that they were not there. His father opened the door, and when I explained the situation, his only response was sounds about right, he does this. She drove to her mum's afterward, still texting him with kisses and apologizing that I went around to his house, with emojis included. Eventually we spoke, and she showed me what little texts she had not had a chance to delete yet. He was laughing that I had almost found out about their affair a couple of days prior, when she thought I was going through her phone. I had not had a chance to do this yet. I contacted him and told him how he was hurting a 7-year-old girl, and he laughed at that and could only say, I'm doing nothing wrong. I'm a one-man band. We eventually agreed that she would block him from everywhere and discussed her leaving her new job to try and work on us. She opened up about other issues we were having, and one of those was money. She wouldn't ever be open to me about what kind of position she was in, money-wise. She had finally been honest and told me that she was 400 overdrawn and another 300 was due to come out. I was a sucker that fell for the fact that she was finally being honest with me and transferred her the 700. A short while later she blocked me on all outlets and unblocked him. I had asked her to get therapy. She said she couldn't afford it. She used the 700 to book a hotel room with the man she had an affair with that costs the same amount as therapy. She says that the last 11 years have been so unhappy for her, and I didn't love her enough or show her enough affection. This isn't true. I'm an affectionate person by nature and showed her love constantly. I have had 10 really dark months, but I was just starting to feel better about myself. She calls me a narcissist, a wanker, a prick, conversations full of FUs, refuses 50-50 custody. However, I had my daughter 5 of 7 nights last week because she wanted to go see this man instead. I leave every conversation feeling like things were my fault, worthless, and that I should have done more this past year. She refused to sit down with the children to explain what is happening because it needed to be done with her so that she can console her children and not feel like she has abandoned them. However, because I've heard my child almost every night, that's impossible. It's not fair on her. She's asking questions specifically about what cheating is. I also felt like, why should I have to feel like I've abandoned her? Why should we do it on her terms? I didn't make these choices, she did. To top it all off, yesterday I found out that the man she has chosen has a problem with drugs to the point that he's not allowed to see his current children and recently dumped his ex because he got her pregnant and wouldn't abort their baby. Sorry if this is a lot or all over the place. My head is a mess at the moment. There is a lot more, but I think this is long enough. Does anyone have any advice? Here's the first comment. You need to forget about her and focus on getting full custody of your daughter. Here's the next comment. Go for full custody. Get a restraining order against your ex. She sounds abusive and is risking the health of your daughter by being with this guy. Here's the next comment. Lawyer up as soon as possible and write down every day when she leaves you alone with the kids. First thing you need to do is to protect your rights as the father of the kid. The rest comes later. So, go to a lawyer as soon as possible and tell the lawyer about your situation. Then finish what she has started. Don't allow her to keep on treating you like this. Look for a new apartment and find out how quickly you can leave the current one. Change all your passwords, and if she has any chances to use your bank account, then make sure that she no longer can do that. Never again give her any money, no matter how much she begs for it. She made her decision. You need to follow up now, and be quick. In addition, go to a doctor and get tested for STDs. Your health is utterly important. Start with that right now. Here's the next comment. Forgive me, but your relationship sounds like it was over before the affair started, but you stayed together for the kids, etc. Until there was a catalyst to end it. That's what this is, an exit affair. She's picked the scummiest affair partner possible and treated you so badly that you now have no choice but to break it off with her. She has gone full scorched earth. She's probably got no long-term plans with this guy, as she knows he's vile, or will shortly find out. You can't come back from this. Notice she took your money and paid for the hotel. Affair partner didn't. He doesn't even have to pay for dates, etc. to have relations with her. Don't contact affair partner again. There's nothing but pain here. Contact wayward girlfriend only through lawyers or for child arrangements. Your priority right now is to seek legal advice for separation and how best to protect your kids while she's with him. She wants out, and you should too. Here's the next comment. She cheated, and you shouldn't feel bad or guilty about anything. You did what you needed to do as a man, father, boyfriend, and provider. It's time to show her what you're made of. You have a good case to get custody of the kids that she is abandoning for a druggie that can't be around his own kids. She can ruin her life, but don't allow her to ruin your kids' lives. Story number 2. My cheating ex-girlfriend just called me. So, long story short, we were planning a trip with her family, and 1 month ago I discovered 3 infidelities, so I told her I didn't want to go, and broke up with her. She told me to reconsider, and as she is super explosive, and she doesn't accept a no for an answer, I told her I'd think about it. So, a day ago, she called me, right before I go to sleep. She asked me if I was going. I told her not. She started begging me, and told me she's changed. That crap happened to her in the last 15 days, and that she has changed a lot. I told her I really didn't want to go. I don't feel like it. Then I asked what happened to her in the last 15 days. She told me she had an abortion, that it was mine, and now she's infertile because of it. It froze me up, and I felt devastated. I just couldn't sleep tonight. Fast forward to approximately 30 minutes ago. I'm feeling like crap, and she calls me, begs me to come, that she needs my support. I tell her that I won't go. She exploded. She told me that I was a bleep, that I'm the most selfish person in the world. Then she started saying everything that I did wrong in the relationship. How if she knew that she was going to be infertile because of me, she'd never date me, how much she hated me, and practically how much of a horrible person I am. I just feel broken. I'm really a bad person. I feel like it was my fault that she's infertile, and I can't keep it out of my mind. Edit. All these infidelities were more than a year ago. What I discovered is all that had to be discovered. Probably the baby was mine. I really can't stand this. She has told me that it's my fault, that she'll never be a mother, and that if they remove her ovary or matrix is all my fault. Here's the first comment. There's no way she knew for sure that that kid was yours. I have serious doubts someone could have an abortion and find out they were infertile because of it in a 15-day span. Sounds like she's manipulating you into continuing that relationship. Don't fall for it. Here's the next comment. Blame shifting. Gaslighting. Told her everything you think. It was her decision to lie, have an abortion. How does she know it's yours? You don't even know. There is no blame on you. It's her decision. She is a narcissist. Block her and go no contact. Here's the next comment. Wow, she's actually blaming you for the crap she did. Narcissists truly are unbelievable little chunks of hell. Imagine a spoiled rich brat going postal and throwing their birthday cake in the trash because they didn't get a pony or something, then turning to mommy crying and blaming her because there's no birthday cake anymore. That's exactly what your ex sounds like. Block the creature entirely. Full no contact on everything, including Facebook and Instagram. There is not one single word coming out of her mouth that's worthy of your time and attention. Yes, that includes hi. Here's the next comment. Block her number and cut her cheating. Bleep from your life. She didn't change. She will never change. She's a cheater. Here's the next comment. I think she's so full of crap that you shouldn't believe any of the following. Fidelity over the past year. The pregnancy. The abortion. The infertility. I've changed. Block her. Personally, I hope that the infertility thing is true and that she never has any children. She wouldn't know how to raise them right. Thanks for watching.